Tonight, everyone, we're going to start out by talking about 1,500 calories. Now, why am I talking about that? If the average person, needs 2,000 calories to function, in order to lose 1 pound a week, you have to go down 500 calories a day. For 3,500 calories, there's your 1 pound. So you might say, well, Ellen, I can't eat 1,500 calories. I gain weight if I do. Here's the situation. If you gain weight at 1,500 calories, then you might have to do 500 calories worth of exercise. Because anytime you drop your calories below 1,200 a day, which I've made the mistake of doing, I've bargained things out. I'll eat what I want on Friday, Saturday, and then I'll have 3 yogurts on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I kind of hurt my metabolism doing that. Now my body's like, oh, I'm hanging on to this. I don't know what Ellen's going to do next, you know. So I'm trying to segue into more healthy eating, more fiber. And that's why we're having this presentation. Because if you have to play with it. Try the 1,500, try the movement, and then if you don't see the scale moving, then try 1,400 maybe, or 1,300, and then a little more exercise. Here's what they're saying. Now, here's another thing. The 3 to 4 servings of fruit is a half cup, 4 ounces. We're drinking these honker things of orange juice, and we're saying 1. You know, and we're eating a banana that came out of, you know, the jungle this big, and we're saying 1 serving. You know, they're talking about a 1/4 cup of, I should have brought my measuring cups tonight, a 1/4 cup of dried fruit. Even good things we can eat too much of. Half a cup of cereal. Ever see some kids or people's cereal bowls? They look like, you know, whoa, big ones. This is what gives you ideas of what you should have. 3 to 4 servings of fruit, 3 to 4 servings of vegetables. Now, when I talk about carbs, I'm not talking about whole grains. I'm not talking about high fiber things. I'm talking about the big muffin and the donuts and all the bread. Because even if you have a whole grain bagel for breakfast and whole grain food for bread for lunch and pasta, whole grain pasta for dinner, you're still having more than the 3 to 6 servings. And if you're not losing weight, you can eat whatever you want if you lose weight. I don't nail you on it. I don't say, oh, you're losing 2 pounds a week, well, you shouldn't have that cookie. I don't circle the cookie. 2 pounds, you got a freebie, you can have the cookie. But you start gaining weight, then I say, well, maybe you got too many carbs going on there. So take a look at this. Lean meat, fish, poultry, eggs, and beans. That's one of the things I love about the taco soup. There's so many beans in that soup. And I like putting beans in everything. Beans in salad, beans in here, chickpeas here, because it's fiber and it fills you up. Now, a serving is a tablespoon of peanut butter. People say, well, I just had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch. A peanut butter and jelly sandwich can be 500 or 600 calories or more, depending on how much you put in there. And if you're having 1,500 calories a day, that's 500, 500, 500. And what people are doing is they're not having enough for breakfast, and then towards the end of the day, then they start noshing and eating and snacking. Also, the fats. Look at these servings. Tablespoon, half a cup, a half ounce of nuts. We're talking normal, regular people, not people who've had weight issue portions. Okay.
What's a half an ounce of nuts? Like how many nuts in general would you have?
I don't know. Yes,
I count my almonds, 32 almonds is 1 ounce, so half of that.
or 16. But it depends on the nut too. Certain nuts have less calories and less fat than others. And we're going to go right into the healthy breakfast. Bob, keep an eye on my time. Here's what I think people really need to do is start their day with something besides a latte and a scone or a bagel with cream cheese. We need to start our day, and I would buy that oatmeal with the, the packages, and I'm thinking, I'm eating oatmeal. Well, some of these articles are talking about you go and you get the Irish oats, you get the oats, and that's where you really get your fiber. 500 calories. How are we going to spend it wisely? Breakfast can be the energy that gets us through to lunch. If we're having some protein, our body hangs on to it longer, burns more, fills you up, the fiber fills you up. This is a good article on how much we need. We need around 500 calories for breakfast. They say, you know, you could have anywhere, you could have 300 and have more in the day, but I like having more calories for breakfast, then you have the whole rest of the day to burn it off. And it's talking about how much fiber you need, how much protein you need. And then it goes right into sample breakfasts, and this is what I really want to talk about. You get a multi-grain English muffin. You put some low-fat cottage cheese, strawberries, and a hard-boiled egg. When's the last time we had a breakfast like that? Or you get a whole grain waffle. You get some low-fat yogurt. You get some kiwi fruit. I haven't ever had kiwi. I never had it. So maybe I'll try it. Then we talk about the oatmeal. But look what it says, a medium orange. Even the orange. I remember I went to the diet center. I don't even know if it's around anymore. And I lost a lot of weight with them. But they even told you how much lettuce you could have. You couldn't have too much lettuce because it would absorb water, it would fill you up, and it would bloat you, etc. Some of the salads I eat are like, raw, and I'm thinking it's lettuce. How can it hurt me? Everything you do, your body does something with. If you're having too much lettuce, it's too much lettuce. So look at this. Think to yourself what you can have. Here's breakfast number 4. A light and fit creamy French vanilla yogurt or even a Greek yogurt. Now when they say a low-fat blueberry bran muffin, they're talking about a 125 calorie muffin. Either you make them or you buy them like that. Don't ask me where, I don't know. But they're not talking about one of those Wegmans muffins that have the little like hard sugar on it and you're eating it going, is there anything better than this on the universe, you know? And they're talking about 125 calorie one. Now here's 6 almonds here. So if they're talking about a serving of nuts, I think that might be what a serving is. So don't quote me on that. Take a look at it. But you see how they spread it all out? The calories, the protein, the fiber. I've never had cottage cheese for breakfast. Anyone here had low-fat cottage cheese for breakfast? Yeah, good. I think I want to. All right, blueberries. You know, even though we might say to ourselves, well, it's the winter time. I know we're going to be tempted to chat about the recipes with our friends, but if we can stay on task here. It's the winter time, but you can still get frozen fruit that's quite good. Price Shoppers got nice bags of frozen fruit, and there's no sugar added. So take a look at that.
Can I ask
Yes.
a question? Like when it says a half a cup of blueberries, I know I measure out my blueberries with my cereal or cottage cheese, and it just looks like an awful lot for me to eat. So I go to a fourth of a cup. Should I take that half a cup and spread it out throughout the day?
If they're saying a half a cup, here's what we're doing. If we're going to lose weight continually and keep it off, we can't feel starved and deprived and poor me. And if we're looking at our food and we go, wow, that's a lot of blueberries, hey, why not? It'll fill you up. You won't be hungry for a cookie later on. If it's too much for you to eat, if you feel too stuffed, then spread it out. It's fine to do that. But I'm thinking to myself, one of the problems that people have when they begin to start about losing weight is, I'm going to be starving. I'm going to be starving. And the people who've been most successful here, and that's why I want you to look at logs later, they're eating very healthy foods. They're eating. They're not starving themselves. Okay, I'm going to stop there, Bobby. And then